Good morning, Web Spiders. Today is Monday. It is October 3rd. October? When did October happen? Oh, it happened Saturday, didn't it? Yeah, okay. So it's October 3rd. That moves us on to a new character trait, which is fairness. Now, fairness is kind of a tricky character trait because fair isn't always equal. Let's think about that for a second. If I hold my pencil right and I'm writing properly and my penmanship looks good and I form my letters okay, then I just need a pencil, right? However, if I have a hard time gripping that pencil and that's what keeps me from making neat letters on my paper, I might need a pencil gripper on my pencil. So it would be fair to give the pencil gripper to someone who needs it. The student beside him who doesn't need it, we wouldn't give it. It's still fair. So if I give something to one person and not another, it's still fair because we don't just give things to kiddos unless they really need them. Does that make sense? Yeah. So fairness is kind of tricky because it's not always equal. It's not like I go into a classroom and say, everybody gets this just because. It's kind of like glasses. I wouldn't put glasses on every student to see unless you needed glasses to see, right? So fairness is something we're really going to concentrate on the month of October and try to get better at depicting what is fairness, what is really fair, and how we can go about understanding fairness and being fair to others, okay? I have some studio guests. If you guys will step forward just a little bit. My guests are from Mrs. Taylor's room. Go ahead and introduce yourself right here.
I'm Olivia. I'm Annabeth.
Connor. Luis.
Now, pretty exciting because we just got back from our 4th grade Southern Indiana Historical Tour, and I got to bring back a memento. When we were at Squire Boone Caverns on Friday, we had a gentleman in the grist mill show us how you use water power to grind corn into feed for animals or to make flour, to make things. This is actually a very small gourd. Can you guys see it? And the gentleman let the kids practice flipping this, landing on the floor, and if you do it like this, doesn't it kind of look like a top? So this was kind of the Pilgrims, the Native American game for children. It's a small gourd that could grow in your garden. You could cut it open and eat the inside if it was squash. But when they let it dry out, it gets hard, and they used it as a children's game. So I'm going to try to come around during lunchtime today to let you guys see this and see that it looks very much like a top we would play with today, but it's one that grows in nature. It still grows in nature if you have squash or different things in your garden. And when it dries out, you can use it as a game. Isn't that pretty cool? Okay. At this time, go ahead and stand. Push your chairs in. We're going to have a moment of silence. Now for the pledge. Here we go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before I go any further, I do want to give a huge shout out to the 4th graders that attended our trip. We got so many compliments everywhere we went, but especially at the hotel that we stayed at. For example, there was a lady who said when she pulled into the hotel and saw the bus, she knew that meant it was a bus load of students. And she is a person that kind of gets overwhelmed when there's a lot of kids, and she thought to herself, should I go stay at another hotel, one that doesn't have all these kids in it? And then she decided to go ahead and stay, and so the next morning she saw all of our kids coming down to breakfast, and she went, oh my goodness, this might not go well, all these kids eating breakfast at the same time. And she said that our Web Spiders were the most well-behaved group of kids she thinks she's ever been around in her life. They were courteous, they used their manners, they were patient, and it helped her to be a little more accepting, I guess, of kids. So that is a huge, huge compliment, a huge shout out, and a huge bucket filler 4th grade. So thank you so much for that. Again, we had a great time going to Corden, the first capital of Indiana, to Zimmerman's glass blowing factory. We went to Squire Boone's Caverns where we actually got to make candles, homemade candles. We watched a soap demonstration. We got to mine for gemstones. We watched them make feed at the grist mill, and we took an hour-long cave tour, which was pretty exciting. So Way to go, Web Spiders. So proud of you. Can't wait to plan next year's trip for our kiddos who are 3rd graders right now. You'll be going in 4th grade. You guys ready to do this creed and start our day? Here we go.
I'm a member of the Webb family. I take pride in myself and my school. I promise to do these things every day. I will only say positive things about myself and others. I will respect and trust others. I will assist with giving my personal best. I will discuss and listen actively. I will expect in truth and honesty. I am glad to do my part to make Webb School a place where everybody is somebody special.
And a huge bucket filler shout out goes to these 2 4th graders, Lily Hamilton and Connor Best. Mrs. Williams in kindergarten wanted me to give you a huge bucket filler shout out because you were doing it right and you were so helpful in her classroom on Friday, and she so appreciates you, and she just wanted you to know, and she wanted your teachers to know that you guys were a joy to have in class. So thank you for that. Make it a good day in the Web, and make sure you
Are doing it right.